This video is going to be primarily for the anime hero because, well, he recently finished a series that I requested he's been to watch, the last couple of years, and that was Revolutionary Girl Utena. Hopefully you'll find out what he thought of that recently. But I finally got around to watching some Kinnikuman. I watched the first 3 episodes not too long ago. I will confess, I didn't think I would be too interested in this show. Even though Hiro has hyped it up and he's talked about all these connections to all these other great shows that I love and how influential it is. I have no doubt that's the case, but not gonna lie, it looked really silly. The artwork looked really weird, and I don't know, I wasn't really that engaged, but I gave it a chance, and I'll be honest with you. The first, 5 minutes or so of the first episode, I'm like, God, please make it stop. Where the alien ship comes down, and there's this code that they send to Kinnikuman with this horrible music, which they admit is horrible, but I'm just like, this is really crummy. But honestly, the funny thing is, one thing I liked is the fact that this is really mostly, from what I've seen so far, a parody of superhero tropes, primarily Superman, where we learned that Kinnikuman is basically the prince. He's the son of this king of this awesome race of fighters. Sounds familiar, right? Great people. He's like an ultimate space wrestler or whatever. And they're traveling in this ship, but he gets mixed up because he gets thrown out of the ship onto Earth by his father because there's a pig, which we learn a little more about later, who was sitting with him in his crib or whatever, and they're like, why is there a pig there touching him? Get away from pig, but he accidentally switched his son for the pig because they looked so similar. And that was the origin. He landed in Japan and then became a superhero. So you get right into his origin there, and there's this little scout who's been sent back to retrieve him named Meat. He's this little Kinnikuman, basically, his sidekick, who's kind of a funny guy, I'm not going to lie. The next couple episodes, really a lot of them are split up into 2 parts, like 2 shorts, kind of like Powerpuff Girls or something, like 2 mini episodes, where it's just Kinnikuman being ridiculous, and he's basically like this. He is an awesome superhero, and he does have powers, but he's also kind of incompetent compared to a lot of other superheroes. And I like the fact that literally there's so many references to pop culture here, and everything basically exists that's superhero related, like Where's Ultraman? Where's Astro Boy? Where's Kamen Rider? Where's Spider-Man? Oh, well, we couldn't get them. They're all they're all off planet, or they're busy or something, but I guess we'll settle for Kinnikuman. And that's the thing I love about this show, is that the one thing I consistently do like about it is that Kinnikuman is honestly not a bad guy. He's not really a bad guy, and everybody says that he loses against the monsters, and I mean, he is kind of a fool, I guess. But when things get serious, he does win. But people hate on him. Like, the ladies hate him, kids hate him, the government cuts him no slack. I mean, it's just the first couple episodes this weren't bad, and it's funny. I was kind of thinking, this is funny, but I do hope that he does go back to his planet and try to reaffirm his place. And I was as the rightful heir to the Kinniku planet. And I'm thinking, that's probably going to be a while till it happens. But it actually happens in the second episode, and it's a complete disaster. Disaster. I'm like, well, they kind of went the direction I thought they were going to, but not at all. Not even remotely. Not even remotely. See, it's funny, I didn't think I really liked it that much, but the more I think back on it, it's just so as a superhero satire, and as a satire of Japanese superheroes in particular, and wrestling, I guess, so far it's been pretty funny. I'm hoping it gets more serious, but I will be honest, right now, I feel like it would have to switch gears hardcore for me to take any of this seriously, which I've seen clips, and Hiro has told me a great deal about how awesome it is, but it's kind of funny, it's decent. I mean, I can't say that I'm absolutely in love with the series or anything, but it is entertaining. I find myself wanting to watch more. But it's very episodic. So far there hasn't been much story, and as you guys know with me, there has to be a good solid story, usually with some pretty good dramatic components for me to get into it. So far it's funny, but it's kind of I'll keep watching it. But so far I will say that it is a pretty enjoyable series to watch. It sounds dumb, but it's one of those things where it's a knowledgeable satire. It knows that it's silly. Just embrace it. So yeah, definitely give Kinnikuman a watch, guys. If you haven't, watch the first couple episodes. You'll know pretty quickly whether it's not your thing, but really watch like the first. If you're not hooked by the second episode, you might not like it, or you might want to skip to the more dramatic stuff, but it's pretty funny. So maybe I'll give you guys more updates or reviews on Kinnikuman in the future. All right. See you guys. Stay magical.